So obviously the biggest news in the country right now, the story that everybody is talking about, is the BuzzFeed story saying that Michael Cohen was instructed to lie to Congress about the Trump Tower Moscow project at the request of Donald Trump himself. Now, obviously, if this story is accurate, this is a huge deal. And not necessarily just because, it's Trump Tower Moscow, right? The real issue here is that if Donald Trump did order Michael Cohen to lie to Congress, then that's actually 3 separate felonies all rolled into one. So that in itself is a big deal. But here's the thing. Let's go into some of the specifics here. According to text messages, company emails, and other various documents that have been obtained by the special prosecutor Robert Mueller's office, they have enough evidence, including multiple witnesses from the Trump Organization who have all corroborated this story separately. Michael Cohen was told by Donald Trump to go to Congress shortly after the election and lie to them about when the talks for the Trump Tower Moscow project actually ended. As we know now, the talks for Trump Tower Moscow actually continued well beyond the presidential campaign, but Trump told Cohen to tell them that it ended long before the campaign. And if you recall a few months ago, when Robert Mueller said, hey, Michael Cohen lied to Congress, this is what that lie was. That's what he knows now. Michael Cohen is also coming forward. He's going to be testifying in front of Congress, the House, on February 7th. So in just a few weeks, we're going to hear from him himself whether or not this story is accurate. And of course, that also depends on whether or not we can believe Michael Cohen. After all, he did lie to Congress once at Donald Trump's request. He may be willing to lie to Congress again to save his own butt. But at this point, Michael Cohen's got nothing to fear. He knows he's got his prison sentence. He knows he's going away, and there's nothing he can do to fix that. There's also nothing else that he can do at the moment that would increase his prison sentence. His fate is sealed. All he has left to do is to flip on the president and roll over and give him every piece of information that they need to impeach him, which honestly at this point I believe is exactly what's going to happen. In fact, we might see the wheels of impeachment begin moving shortly after Michael Cohen's February 7th testimony if he corroborates this particular BuzzFeed story. But here's the thing. Impeachment does not mean removal from office. The Senate does not even come close to having enough people willing to remove the president from office in order for that to happen. But the House could impeach him. The House could vote on articles of impeachment, pass them, and therefore the president at that point, much like Bill Clinton was in the 90s, is impeached, just not removed from office. What would happen in that particular situation then, if the Senate doesn't vote to remove or convict, Trump just stays in office as an impeached president? How's that going to play out in 2020? How are Republicans going to feel about having a nominee who was impeached for obstruction of justice, perjury, witness tampering, abetting perjury, all kinds of things that just emerged from this one particular story? That would be a scandal-plagued nominee who would be ripe for a primary challenger to come in and get him off the ticket. Or Republicans in the Senate could, and this is the longest shot that I don't think has a chance of happening, could determine that Trump is far too toxic to have at the top of a 2020 ticket. And so maybe you would get enough, 15, I think, maybe, to flip and vote to convict and remove from office. And then you end up with President Pence, who may not have the same baggage as Trump. We'll wait until the final Mueller report comes out to be able to make that determination. Pence is also not a fighter like Trump, which attracted a lot of the fragile, masculine people in this country. And so he doesn't stand a very good chance of even being able to win an election on his own. Bottom line is this. This is bad for Trump, but it doesn't mean that, one, that collusion did happen, or two, that he's going to be removed from office. But what it means is that his fight to stay in office in 2020 just became nearly impossible.